Have I been here? Oh, none of this looks familiar. Send help! So guys, I'm heading up the Karakoram highway. I'm in the Hunza Valley, or the Nagar Valley, which heads up through the Hunza Valley. And what we have here is the original old section of the Silk Road. So this obviously the Silk Road used to come through here from China and then like heading down into the subcontinent, Pakistan, Persia, India. You can just make it out. I don't know if you guys can, but this is the original section here. And I can see up here some old bridges collapsed, zigzags down. So that would have been only used for mule and walking, maybe camels, definitely not for vehicles. But it kind of, they built this, well, the new Karakoram highway in the 70s, I think. And so since that time, the old Silk Road hasn't been used, but it's that's pretty cool. Up here is Mount Rakaposhi, which is just shy of 7,800 meters. It's just a bit under clouds right now, so not getting a good outline of it. But here is, well, if you want to get a viewpoint, good viewpoint without climbing up there, plenty of cafes and things. Yeah, here at the bottom, and Pakistan's second longest zip line, which I'm assuming is longer than this 10-meter piece of cable. I'm guessing it's got to be somewhere further else, otherwise it's not that grand. But it's a great little hike by the looks of it. Heads up this valley here. There's two glaciers. You can see this glacier here. That's a massive glacier, and around on the other side, just behind this, you could see it earlier, but in here is another glacier, and that takes you along to base camp of Rakaposhi. Mount Rakaposhi is just, you can't really see it with the cloud cover right now, but it's sort of sitting here nearly, you know, it's just shy of 8,000 meters. It's a big mountain sitting right here, but it's covered. So you go up this valley and up to base camp. Apparently it's not that far, like, so I think I'll come back down out of the Hunza Valley, stay here and do a hike up the and do a hike up yeah, to the glaciers. They look cool anyway, and base camp. So but this is a cool little valley, check it out. So village of Minapin, there it is. Look at this, guys. So I'm up the Hunza Valley and I've come to the village of Baltit, and this is the Altit Fort. Just sitting up here and look at the mountains. So we've just ducked down, we're heading up to Altit Fort. There's this beautiful little orchards that you'll see all around, all around the Hunza Valley, the whole way coming up here on the Karakoram. And yeah, they're really quite famous for their cherries and apricots up here, and everywhere's a lot of dried fruit and fresh fruit and everything. And here we are, just this tiny little orchard, and this beautiful old stone walls, a fence here. You could see when I was over the other side, heads up to a village way up the mountains, but it's clearly very good conditions for growing cherries. Look at this, it's just, oh, so good. Fresh cherries straight off the tree. I'm gonna like this place. Check out what's sitting behind me. It's a bloody big fort. This here is the Altit Fort that sits right up here in the mountains in the Karakoram. Look at its view. Well, there's very few places in the world, or castles in the world, with a view like that. There's mountains that are around here. So the Altit Fort was built about 800 years ago, and was kind of like, yeah, up in use until 1945, and then it was sort of abandoned. But this was the administrative seat of what was the kingdom of the Hunza, and so this whole region here, there's another fort down the hill somewhere, but the whole Hunza Valley was its own independent kingdom for a very long time, and others tried to claim it, India and whatever other places, but everything depends on how far back you want to go in history. Check out the views. I'm up here on the roof, or roof of the world, the roof of the Baltit Fort, and here is a small boy. Little squidgery ditch. This is the throne of the king of the Hunza Valley. This is where he'd sit, and look at the view he had. Here we are, still up in the Baltit Fort, and we're in the summer bedroom here. A little fireplace. I'm not sure why, when you're doing your interior decorating for the summer bedroom, you put a little coffee table in the middle. Maybe it makes it a little bit more like if the summer bedroom has a bed. Just saying. Anyway, here's a little veranda. Not a bad view for your morning coffee. Here's a cannon that they built up here, and they fired it when the British, don't know which direction they came from. I've lost my direction, my internal compass. Let's say they came from there. When the British came in here and invaded and took over, the Hunzas fired this at the British in the battle, but they lost anyway. Not many people actually stood a chance against the British back when they were in the prime. If they wanted your country or your area, they were damn well going to take it, and there wasn't a great deal you could do about it. Anyway, that's the Baltit Fort. So, I'm up here on the Altit Fort. Yesterday I was over there on the Baltit Fort. Here's the Karakoram Mountains. This is the watchtower that has soldiers based up there, watching out for the Silk Road, which is this, the Karakoram Highway as it's now called, but this is the Silk Road. China is up there, so the trade of the Silk Road, which is also called the Masala Road for the spice trade from, well, India up to towards China way, and then it was the silks coming from China down towards India way. So but this fort here is actually older than Baltit. This is dated to about 900 years old, but you look down here, there's no, like, how an invading force would come up from this river is just, yeah, I mean, that's like a 100-200 meter drop down there. So this is pretty cool. I like Altit Fort, I think a little bit better than the Baltit Fort, not just because it's older, but it just seems to be, I don't know, it's more atmospheric inside. Here's the watchtower, and here, this little rock, and down here, if you were a bad person about, well, 500-600 years ago, this is where they threw you over the edge. As there was a bit of a dungeon inside the building that held you in there. I guess if you were really bad or didn't repent, straight over. What a beautiful position for a fort. And down here, the fort's behind me. This is the old settlements that sort of sprung up around these fortified sort of areas. There's still people living here, just as they always have. Those all mud huts made of stone and pretty simple living. Yeah, I mean the newer buildings are up here, but yeah, sitting around here, this is it's pretty interesting to see. There's people going about life. Now, I'm at the bottom of the Altit Fort, which is just up there somewhere, and here's the apricot orchard, which I'm no horticulturalist, but look at the size of this. I mean, that's look at the size of this apricot tree. This one is absolutely massive. I'm guessing that these trees, I don't know, someone could probably tell me in the comments, but must be hundreds of years old. It's like ones like that. There's a monster, but yeah, there's a few huge ones with about I don't know, a metre diameter on the trunk of an apricot tree. For me, it's just unheard of. But so this must be a pretty old apricot orchard. So this here, our guide told us it was a swimming pool. I'm not sure if he was joking or not, but maybe it was back in the day, because this here is that old town you could see from the fort, which is just up here. So this is the Altit Fort, and this is the old village. This is Ganesh?
No, Altit.
Altit village.
Altit
okay.
residential.
So this is what you could see when we're up there, and people still live here. Yeah. So this is just the old residential area of Altit that just sort of spirals out from the base of the Altit Fort. So this is the Altit Fort up here. You can see the drop right down here. This is crazy. The old buildings are kind of around here. This one here is a bit newer, obviously. Look at the view they've got just out of the coming out of the little lounge room. And you're just looking out over the Karakoram and the old Silk Road / Masala Road. Which way did I come from? This is reminding me of land. Oh, there's some little. Okay, little cool. Oh, someone's building a new dream home. Look at that. Living the dream in Altit. I might have to move in with them. I can only imagine. So we're here in summertime. It's pretty cold right now. It's raining, but imagine this in winter. Oh, this must be just, God, a really hard life for people in here. But they've stayed here for, well, the fort's 900 to 1,000 years old, so I'm guessing these houses have been here for a similar time. And I might be here for a similar time. Oh. Jeez, I'm proper. This is not where I came from at all. It's a lovely crop. Okay, it's time to speed things up. Been there. Have I been here? Oh, none of this looks familiar. Send help! This way? This way, left. Oh, this way. Thank you. Ah, this way. Shakira. Oh, this way, okay. Ooh, I thought I'd be living with you forever. Thank you. Well, that was fun. I nearly, yeah. All right, there's only a small place. You'd end up just walking around in circles for maybe an hour, but eventually find your way out. Luckily, that little old lady was. Oh, we're in the courtyard.